Hi everyone. Today I am excited to do a book review on Paul Cezanne's watercolors. Specifically, I am doing a book review on Cezanne in the Studio, Still Life in Watercolors by Carol Armstrong. Hi there. So here is another book on Cezanne that I have been reading through, and it is by Carol Armstrong. By coincidence, I am reading another book about Cezanne by Carol Armstrong called Cezanne's Gravity, and both books are phenomenal. This book in particular really looks at Cezanne's still life. It starts off with looking at a very specific still life, the still life with blue pot, a watercolor. But it's so much more than that. But so, for example, Cezanne chose to. This is the still life with blue pot. That the whole book is kind of. This is like the foundational painting that Carol Armstrong does several analysis of Cezanne's creative method and like the way he interpreted and created still life art, and how it was related to, to painting in general. And this is an excellent book. It's a visual masterpiece. There's tons of wonderful images in it. The essays are excellent. I really like how she breaks down and thinks about how, she analyzed Cezanne's ideas and how he used still life to create, a new painterly language. The chapter's opening lines pretty much starts with the way he did his still life. And then the next chapters are the biography of objects and how many of his paintings are identified by, essentially, they're an inventory of what's in the still life. So, for example, this painting, Still Life with Blue Pot, well, it's because the main focal feature is a blue pot. But his work is excellent, and I just really like this book. And so one of the chapters, let's see where it is. It's the lands. This one where Carol Armstrong talks about how Cezanne took several of the ideas of landscape painting and applied them to still life creation, and how he used a lot of the principles that you can find in great landscape paintings and applied them to the organization of his still lifes. And she has some wonderful examples here. Like, here's a detail of the watercolor, with still life with blue pot, and then 2 watercolor sketches of landscapes, and how you could probably, interpret how the still life is kind of a landscape, organized like a landscape. I really like the chapter that I am most drawn to is, actually, I like it all, don't get me wrong, is this one, the picture and the sketch. I'm very fascinated with the idea of, a completed painting versus a sketch, and how both of those things inform the creative process. And so this chapter is to me, is the most interesting, because that's what I'm interested in when I am studying Cezanne right now, is I'm interested in that creative process that he did, the form of maybe his process of investigation and how he would organize things. And so this is an excellent chapter filled with information on how. So, for example, here's a completed oil painting, and then some of his sketches he did. And in fact, there's, this is a very fascinating spread to me. So here is an incomplete watercolor with pears and a ginger jar and objects in the background. And then here is, so this theme has been explored, and then here is the theme resolved into an oil painting. And I find that very fascinating, how how you can use different mediums like pencil drawing or watercolor or even gouache, because he used watercolor and gouache interchangeably at times, to inform, you know, the development of say your oil paintings. And then the final chapter is pencil lines and watercolors, and it's just an investigation of the pencil lines that are found, and how they interacted with the, you know, you have the transparent watercolor with the different pencil lines. And then it's just this is a lovely book, and it's a wonderful book in that it really investigates Cezanne's watercolor technique in depth. And I highly recommend this book as well. So it is an excellent book, and yes, so thank you so much. Bye.